Hi, good morning. I'm going to do something that I've not actually done before, so I don't know whether this is going to work out. If it doesn't, the video gets deleted and I don't put it on Facebook. But what I'm going to do is I've done paintings with mediums of the liquid white and the liquid clear. I've never worked with the liquid black. Now it comes along with every Bob Ross set that you buy. There's loads of it out there. I'm not sure how it's going to work. So what I thought I would try and do is, this is a canvas board, so I thought I would cover it with liquid black. On my palette I've got titanium white, I've got the floral soft black because it's a truer black than the midnight black, but in case I feel that the painting's rather flat and needs a little bit of colour to lift it, because again, I have no idea how this works as a base medium. I've got a little bit of alizarin crimson and a little bit of phthalo blue. So that's my palette. So there's the titanium white, the black, the alizarin crimson and the phthalo blue. Okay, so first off, let's see how this covers on here. Now might help if my brush was a little bit softer, one feels. Okay, well that can go in there to soak. No, that's a softer brush. I mean, it may be that this works better if you've actually black gessoed. And I think it would actually. May need, maybe. Don't know. Like I say, it may be a case that it works better if it's black gessoed first. So I think it's going to be a little bit transparent. It's not as black as I expected it to be. Oh, it's covering really well up here. Because obviously, like all the mediums, when you're working the wet on wet technique, don't put them on too thickly, because what happens is that as your painting dries, the medium basically can't grip hold of the paint, the amount of paint that you put on, and you end up with, I don't know if this is actually, so it's getting thicker as I go in, so I don't know if perhaps I haven't shaken it or stirred it enough. It's a funny old smell as well, it's not as odourless as some of the others. Oh, I don't like this at all. Let me give this a proper stir with something else. I've got very poorly. I did give it a really good shake. Let's just see if I can give this a little bit more of a stir. Perhaps it'll turn out to be a little bit thicker. I'll just grab my paint off my brush. Use that to wipe it off. Because at the moment, you're going to see all the brush strokes and everything. I can't see. Oh yeah, that is quite a bit thicker now. So that may have been one lesson learned. Oh, it's much thicker. Okay, so you need to give it a really, really good coat of good stir. Okay, so although it looks like I'm putting it on thicker, I'm trying to mix it in with what's already there so that it will cover better, and it basically is. I must admit, I was surprised because the Bob Ross products do tend to be really good. They're not the cheapest in the world, but as with a lot of things in life, you get what you pay for. And I would have been surprised if he'd have put his name to anything. I know he's not around anymore and it's a corporation, but I would have been surprised if they'd have put the Bob Ross name to anything that didn't really work and help you to paint well. Okay, well that's okay, but the coverage isn't brilliant, I think, because of the fact that I just put a greasy thing on there. So you can't get the brush marks out. So maybe that was my issue. Or maybe you are supposed to put it on. I suppose if I go over lightly, and as the painting progresses, they might disappear. Should we see how we go? Okay, we'll see how it goes. Now, I'm rinsing, washing the brush out in Bob Ross Odorless Thinners. Again, you can get Odorless Thinners, you don't have to go to Bob Ross. And this is my version of the waste basket. It's basically a pink bin I got from a pound shop type of thing, and a flower basket that my husband has very kindly screwed in so it doesn't move. Alright, because we all like that part of the technique, rinsing out the brushes. Okay, so let's start. Well, should we go? What should we do? Okay, let's start with trying to put, I'm going to say my lightest bit is going to be there. So I'm going to start with the pure white and see where that goes. Okay. Now, because it's black, you are going to have to wash your brush every time before you go back into paint. So make sure you plenty on there to start with. So what should we have? I think I'm going to do a Misty Moony type thing. I'm not going to do mountain. Oh, I might do some mountain. Oh, I don't know. Let's just put the, okay. My moon's here. Okay, so if we go straight in now, do a bit of a twizzle. I think it's turning into a bit of a super moon with a halo. There we go. Okay, there's my moon. And what did I tell you? Go back and wash your brush in between each piece. And what did I do? Went straight into the paint on the tulip. If I could edit, I'd edit that bit out, but I can't. So, okay, right. So, we'll start with some clouds. I'm just going to do circly clouds, because obviously the brightest clouds would be here. Now there's several ways you can do them. You can do them like that, or you can do them in a circle. Whichever way you do, make sure you get darker as you come away from the moon. Okay, again, you're going to be able to wash your brush at the end of this, I think. You'll be able to do it blindfolded. Make sure it is dry. I'll go back in. I oiled my brushes because I knew I wasn't going to be doing any painting for a while. So I oiled my brushes, and I think that's why they've all gone a little bit stiff. Okay, so blending this in, softening it all down, fluffing them up a little bit. Fluffing them all up, blending the bottom of that, fluffing it up, being very careful over the moon. Okay. As a medium, I'm not overly impressed with the liquid black at the moment, I must admit. But like I say, that may be a case of it was my... I'll just wipe that one off because there's not a lot on it. Right. Okay. I've gone back over this one because I just felt it's a bit dark, and I think being so close to the moon, it would be a little bit lighter. The light of the moon would be flipping through there. Okay. I just put my brush down. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. I'm not going to blend that one quite so much. I wonder if that's what's... There we go. Now when you're blending, obviously it's a really, or fluffing the clouds and then blending over them, it's a very, very light touch. Okay, so what have we got so far? We've got quite a hazy little moon actually. It's quite atmospheric. Still don't like the idea that you can see the white background through it. Mind you, it is blending better with the bigger brush. So maybe it's the big brush, but again, it gives a different texture. Okay. Clean your brush. Yeah. Clean it till it's immaculate. Have to make sure it's clean, otherwise you'll muddy your white up. Okay, so I'm going to say that here, doing the 2/3 thing, I'm going to say here is my horizon. Okay, so I will need a bright spot where the moon is. Okay, put that in there. We'll just take some white and we'll add some highlight to that. I should say I'm actually doing this with contacts in now. I know that's a silly thing to sort of like announce, but I use my contacts for distance mainly, so if I'm standing a bit far back, that's why. Because contacts don't make life easy when they're close up. Most of my other videos I've either had my glasses on, which I then take off, or there we go, add a little bit of ripple. And then mixing, I'm actually going to mix some with black so that I have a grey, and then that'll be my darker out here. I do want a definite, try and keep your lines as straight as you can, because as you know, the sea, sorry, I should have that over here so you can see what I'm doing, because the sea has got, it's got to be flat, even when it's wild. The horizon's got to be flat, unless you're a long way away. I know, I'm not saying the world's flat. There we go. Okay, right, so take the big brush and we'll come from this way. Okay, it's the moon time. Right, this time we're going to wash the big brush. Okay, and I'm just going to see what's going on in my fire. That's why my kettle's not boiling, so I'm just going to lob a few bits of wood in. Keep it going, because although technically it's spring, it's not very warm out there. Okay, so maybe we'll highlight a few of these with the grey. Just bring a bit of action into them, so it's not a totally still night. And just wiping it on a piece of paper towel down there. Oh, let me move over. There we go. And here, I'll just put a little bit of extra white just to sort of indicate little ripples. On there. Now the one thing I haven't got is some liquid white on here. So when I come to doing, it looks a bit too uniform, so I'm going to bring some of that out. There we go. Just touch it. There we go. Hey, hey, I like that. Happy with that. Okay, so because I haven't opened it. I've got it, but I haven't opened it. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of the odourless thinners. Now I have made this. Sorry, that made me jump. I've just had a text. Just let me. Okay. It's okay. Right. So. It's still quite thick because the titanium white is a very, very thick paint. And this is a Winsor & Newton one, it's not a Bob Ross one. So there we go. And also because there was a little bit of grey on the, or black on the palette, a little bit grey from here. Okay, it's off-white that you can see because that's the white titanium. Okay, so pull it out flat, we'll have a cut and we'll have a wave coming in on the beach. A bit more paint. I'm going to put him on here. Thing is, I can't press as hard as I want to because I'm coming up against that. Okay, so instead of doing one further down, I'm actually going to do one. Oh, shall I try? I'll try. See if I can get it this time. I'm hitting this because normally I would have a canvas that sticks out, so it's a bit more difficult to get to, but as long as I can get, because this will be a shallower one anyway, won't it, being further up the beach. There, okay, so wipe my knife, take fan brush. This one is a Winton fine bristle. It's a number 3 brush. Okay. And just blend that back. Now I got a little Nile of paint there, which I actually like because what that looks like is a little ripple. Okay. Okay, I've done all this down here because I wanted to put the water in first before I decided what else needed up there. And I think all that's needed up there is I'll do some more clouds. Now this I'm just taking straight back, I'm not I quite like that. Okay, I'm going to try with the fan brush. Do some big old clouds here with the fan brush. Wow, big old clouds, aren't they? And you can obviously go back . Now I'm not cleaning the fan brush in between because, to be honest, it's not picking up too much. Okay. I know it's unusual to do the water before I do the sky. It's not my usual thing, but on this occasion, and I'm going to use the little soft blender brush, but on this occasion I wanted to make sure I knew where this was going before I finished off up here, because let's say this is all new bit of medium. I've not actually dealt with this black before, and to be fair, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing it again. Certainly not on a whole painting. I'd maybe just do it, use it for parts of the painting maybe. And I know I've seen videos where Mr. Ross has used it on the base, but I just thought, well, you can use liquid white and liquid clear for the whole painting, and I just wondered if you could liquid black. So I think the answer is going to be you can, but it makes your life really, really difficult. Having said that, I really like that. Wow. See? That's what I mean. Because I knew I wouldn't be in here for a while. I'm not averse to a little bit of finger painting to blend in. Okay. Yeah. Am I delighted with it? No, not really. Am I pleased? It's better than it was a minute ago. Okay, so what I'll maybe do is put in some cheek clouds, because I have to say it started to not feel very slippery anymore. it. There we go. Do you know what? Okay. I'll be honest, it's way and by far not my favourite, but as an experiment, you don't need the extra colour, although I'm going to now paint it in the corner. I do like the effect. I think it looks really, really good. Will I use the liquid black? I may use it again, but I certainly won't use it as a whole painting. I'm going to finish this off. My signature in the corner. Usually I use bright red, but this time I'm using alizarin crimson because that's what I've got. There. Okay, so give it a go, try, because say if you don't like it, it's wet, wipe it off, start again. Okay, it'll be on my website later if you so desire. Don't forget, on my website it's www.rbart.co.uk. Have a look, watch the video. I'll post it. Well, I'll post it. I will get my son to post the link because that's one I haven't quite worked out how to do yet, but I'm learning. So yeah, give it a go, see how you get on. Let me see any pictures if you decide to give it a go, and we can compare notes. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.